I have a story which I don't know whether it's going to be appropriate or not. I'll tell you and then we'll see. I went to a seminar once. I was the only girl who turned up. An international instructor was teaching it, but I'd never met pretty much any of them before. And we got to this part of the day. It was a technique where you were pinned against a wall, and it was how to defend yourself and get yourself basically away from the wall and to keep yourself safe. And I got partnered off with this guy who was like 6 foot tall. He was like this huge bloke. And he immediately made like a beeline to be my partner at this point. And I remember thinking like, I feel like this is odd, like I feel slightly uncomfortable. So my back was to the wall and he pinned me to the wall. And just before I started to move, he leaned in, and I'll paraphrase what he said, but he said, "This would never work if I was to sexually assault you." And I remember my whole body just going freezing cold and thinking, what am I going to do? Like, I feel like sick to my stomach. This comment's just been made. I'm scared. So I did the technique, but I did it as hard as I possibly could. Yeah. And then I excused myself. I just need to go sit down for a minute. And I walked off the mat. But I felt really hard done by because I was in a room full of men who I didn't feel like I could approach and say, this man has just said something really inappropriate. Right. I feel really, really uncomfortable. Can you do something about it? And that was just before COVID, so it's not that long ago that happened. But it happened, and it almost made me quit what I do. How can I teach young girls to come do martial arts if this is something that could happen? And also, I don't want to be teaching these boys in my class the tools to be able to put a girl in that position. Right. One man, one comment, and it almost destroyed everything.